Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine and welcome if you're new. I post book and lifestyle videos on this channel and this is the second episode of Read It or Ditch It, and if you haven't seen the first episode I will leave it down below, but basically this is a series where I'm trying to get through my Goodreads TBR to lower it to around 50 books, which is a manageable amount for me. And last episode we started on 172 books, and in last episode I read 3 books, which would bring us to 169 books. However, I have since added 2 books to my Goodreads TBR and these books sound very interesting to me. I will also put on the screen what books I add to my TBR. I think I will do it at the beginning of every episode. So right now we have 171 books, and for this episode I will be reading ebooks because I am going to Asia for 7 weeks and I am not taking any physical books with me. And yeah, I think I will read Asian-inspired books in this episode, either set in Asia or written by Asian authors. I have quite a lot of books set in countries that I'm visiting, so I'm going to China, Taiwan, Korea, and Japan, and I have quite a bit of books to choose from, and yeah, I haven't really decided what book I'm picking up first. Probably something inspired by Chinese mythology or set in China, as that is going to be my first country. And also, if you don't know yet, I have a language and travel channel where I will be posting vlogs from those places. So if you're interested in travel vlogs, definitely go check out my channel Language Traveler. I will leave a link to that down below as well. So yeah, I will update you once I have chosen my first book. But yeah, welcome to this Asian inspired episode. First book for this episode is going to be Of Jade and Dragons by Amber Shen. This is the first book in the series. So this is a book about 18-year-old Ying who wants to become an engineer like her father, but her dad's sudden murder makes her seek for revenge and justice, and she basically decides to go to this engineers guild, which is like a school where her dad studied, but the only catch is that they only accept male students, and so she has to disguise as her older brother, and she goes there to reveal secrets and stuff. And I'm like 7% in, which is 2 chapters. I just finished chapter 2. So far it's a pretty interesting book. I like the world, but there is still a lot of questions, obviously, and I've read mixed reviews about this, but I'm liking it so far. We will see how I like it when I get to around 20%, which is where I will be deciding if I want to continue or DNF this book. But yeah, so far it's good. The only problem that I have with this book is the writing style. I need to get used to it. It is beautiful, but it's definitely not very easy. So yeah, I will let you know once I get to 20% mark. Hi guys, so a quick update on my reading progress. So I'm in Beijing right now, and I just wanted to let you know that I will be DNFing Of Jade and Dragons because honestly, while it was interesting, I was just like dragging it. I was pushing myself to read it and just like making myself like, okay, Catherine, you have to read it, you have to read it. But with the books, it should always be like that I want to read it. I hope it makes sense. I don't know. I'm really tired. So yeah, so I read a little bit on the plane and then in the hostel, and I got to like 17%. And honestly, the language is very beautiful, and I'm not saying that I will never come back, but at the moment I feel like it's time to just say no to this book and try something else, try something like easier. And so I decided to pick up I'm Not Jessica Chan by, who is it? Anne Liang. Anne Liang, yes. I literally just listened to an audiobook by Anne Liang and I really enjoyed it, so I decided to pick this one up, and I'm like 4% through. And So this is about our main character, Jenna, or Jenna, I think, and she's Chinese American. And at the very beginning of the book, she finds out that she's rejected from Harvard, and obviously she doesn't want to disappoint her parents, and also she has a cousin, Jessica Chan, who is like perfect in every sense. And we see that Jenna has been living in the shadow of her cousin, and it's very hard for her. And one day she wishes that she becomes Jessica Chan, and something happens, and she does become Jessica Chan, and yeah, then the whole shebang begins, I guess. And this book is very easy to read, and yeah, I'm not far into it. I'm like 20%, 20 pages into it, and yeah, it is very easy. It is like fast paced, and the language is simple. So I feel like that is exactly what I need. So I just finished I'm Not Jessica Chen by Anne Liang, was it? I'm not sure. And I really, really enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm usually not a magical realism fan, but this was very this was like pretty much young adult contemporary fiction, but with a little bit of magic in there, like a sprinkle. And I really enjoyed it. I really, really loved how the main character realized that it's actually not good to stay in her cousin's body, despite the fact that she really wanted to at the beginning and she really enjoyed it. And yeah, honestly, I couldn't relate to the main character in the way that, like, she wanted praise and she wanted to be accepted by everyone. Yeah, I guess maybe I'm in the age where I understand that not everyone will like you, and that is totally okay. And seeking praise from other human beings is not what gives you joy and fulfills you in the end. So, yeah, like that was a little bit unrealistic to me personally, but it might be very relatable to other people because. So we have these two girls, Jenna and Jessica, and Jessica is literally perfect. She has perfect grades, she has perfect body, perfect everything, perfect family, rich, and Jenna is opposite. And although she is studying hard and she has good grades, she's never as good as Jessica. And when she gets into Jessica's body, she absolutely loves how like everyone is praising her, and how she gets all of these awards and all of that and this and that. And yeah, this was a very enjoyable read overall, and yeah, I highly recommend. And I will choose my next read and update you once I have started my next book. Okay, so I've chosen my next read, and it's Love Boat Taipei. So this is a story about Everett, who loves dancing, but her Asian parents think that dancing is not a good choice for a career, and so they have chosen medicine for her. And actually, for the summer, they've decided to send her to Taiwan to learn Mandarin Chinese and other things related to their culture. And it's like this camp in Taiwan where her parents think it's all gonna be like summer school, summer camp. But as soon as she gets there, she realizes it's not so much about studying as it is about partying and falling in love and all of that kind of thing. And honestly, I'm really enjoying it. I'm about 40% through. I've been reading on the trains a lot, and this feels like very like classic YA, like 2015, 2016 style of YA, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So yeah, I'm gonna continue on, and I will let you know once I'm done. I'm basically just gonna spend the rest of the day by the pool. We have this pool at the hostel that I'm staying right now, and unfortunately I'm leaving tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day just chilling by the pool and
reading as much as I can. So yeah, I'll update you later. Hi guys, so I wanted to give you an update on Love Boat Taipei. So I actually finished it quite a while ago, but I didn't have a chance to talk about it. So I really enjoyed the book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars and I thought it's a decent YA book. I don't think I'm going to continue on with the series, although I really enjoyed the first book. But honestly, I thought there was just so much drama, and from the very beginning, it was very clear as to who she is gonna end up with, even though at the beginning he was not available. But overall, I really enjoyed the love triangle, so I feel like love triangles are a bit unrealistic for real life, but I enjoy love triangles when it's very well done and when the reader can't decide as to which person the character should stay with. And both of the guys, they were really decent and I really liked both of them. And actually, I felt really bad for the other guy. I felt like she just used him, and then as soon as this guy that she had crush on was available, she like jumped on him. But overall, it was a decent book about like you know, girls drama and boys drama, and I really enjoyed that. It was happening in Taipei, and I actually I'm like not in Taipei anymore. I was in Taipei last week and I really enjoyed the city as well. And I felt like the book represented the city pretty well. And yeah, I visited some of the places that were mentioned in the book just because they are like touristy places. And I really enjoyed it. So if you're looking for a like not classic YA, but like a decent YA, then I definitely recommend this book. Okay, so book number 4, I think. I chose Watermoon, and this is a book set in Japan. This is a story about Hannah and a pawn shop that her dad ran. So it's basically like a very secret spot, and from the outside it looks like a noodle shop, but some people, when they open the door to the noodle shop, they end up at the pawn shop instead. And what happened is that her dad decided to retire, and so Hannah is the one that has to take over the shop. And on the first morning that she's the new owner, she discovers that her dad is gone and like he just disappeared. Suddenly in the morning, there's this guy at the shop who appears, and he tells her, okay, I'm gonna help you find your dad. And I think they set on a journey to find him, and there's like love. At least that's what I read on Goodreads. And yeah, some people like I've heard mixed things about it, but I'm about like 15% through, and so far I'm enjoying it. Honestly, I haven't been reading for about a week and a half now. I need to get back to it, but yeah, as I said, I've read mixed reviews about it, and I will see how I feel around 20-25% mark. I will try to read a little bit more in the next couple days because I'm currently in Japan, so what a better place to read a book set in Japan than Japan itself. So yeah, we will see how I so far it's like it's pretty slow, so like 15%, and so I'm at like 15% now. And she just discovered that her dad is gone, because there were also chapters from the past, from like yesterday and a couple days before. And yeah, so we were just like getting familiar with the pawn shop and the characters. But yeah, I will update you once I have read something. Alright, I think it's time for an update. So it's been 3 weeks since I started Watermoon, and sadly, I came to a decision to DNF it because it is just not flowing. It's not going. I don't want to read it. It's given me the biggest reading slump of this year. I don't want to read. I I honestly don't want to pick this book up. I had to push myself to pick this book up, and honestly, there was nothing particularly bad about it. It's not that it's boring. It's a fine book, but honestly, I feel a little bit disappointed. I was so excited about this book. I had very high expectations, and the premise sounds very interesting. Unfortunately, ratings are saying that this book is very mediocre, and a lot of people are giving it 3 stars. And the feeling that I have is that yes, it would be around like 3.5 out of 5 stars for me. And at this point, there's just no point in continuing on. Unfortunately, I might give this another try in the future, but honestly, I just feel like I should start other books and maybe they go a bit faster because, yeah, as I said, there is like nothing bad about this book. It's just that it's not going. It's not. I constantly need to tell myself that I need to continue. I do have time, and sometimes during the day, I just stay in the hostel because it's too hot, and instead of reading, I constantly choose YouTube or TV series because this book is not gripping enough. So I think it's time to move on and try another one. Okay, book number 4, I think, for this video is going to be Kim Jo-young, born 1982, by Cho Nam-ju. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but the main reason why this was on my TBR is because it works for my Around the World challenge that I'm doing, and yes, it's gonna take me years and years to read a book from every single country in the world, but anyway, this works for Korea because the author is South Korean, and this is a very short book. It's only like 170 pages, and it's a story about Kim Jo-young, who was born in 1982, and it's her life story, and it's about how life was in Korea back then, and how yeah, about Kim Jo-young, about her childhood and young adult years, and up until now. I believe that this is a fictional story, but a lot of details, a lot of situations are based on real events, and I'm about 40% through. As I said, it's a short book. I am not a huge fan of it. I see why a lot of people give it very high ratings because it talks about very important topics, and yeah, I'm learning a lot, definitely learning a lot about Korea and Korean people and Korean culture and just sexism in Korea and yeah, like in Asia. And it is an eye-opening book, but yeah, I'm gonna continue on and tell you a bit later how I feel about it. I'm definitely gonna finish this book because, as I said, I'm already like halfway through, and it's not very fast-paced, and it's not like like those young adult to new adult books that like grip you and you just like can't put it down. But I would say that it's a important book, and yeah, if you want to learn about Korea, about Korean culture, people, history, the way people live and used to live in 80s and 90s, then this is the right book for you. So yeah, I will let you know a bit later how I feel. Okie dokie, I'm done with Kim Jo-young, born 1982, and do you know those books where you understand that the book deserves a higher rating, but you just cannot give it a high rating? Yeah, this is that book to me. So I understand that it is a significant book and it talks about very important topics like sexism and work and life balance and family dynamics in South Korea. But this book was just so emotionless, and I just could not care for any of the characters. The beginning of the book was pretty interesting, but it was just so emotionless. Like when she was describing her childhood and young age, it was always the father did this, the mother did this, and it wasn't like there were like zero emotions, and I just the book was okay, and honestly, I'm glad it was short because otherwise it'd probably take me ages to get through. And Honestly, I only gave it 2 stars. It was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it felt like a textbook or an educational book rather than a novel. And if this was a non-fiction book about those topics in South Korea, then I would totally understand why there were like zero emotions. But also, there were a few weird moments. Like one moment, she's dating this guy, and we don't even know his name, and they break up, and then suddenly she's getting married with her husband, but we have like no idea how they met, and like there was no backstory. And also in those chapters, from time to time, there was literally like paragraphs of like a textbook of like statistics and stuff. And yeah, honestly, I did not really enjoy this book. As I said, it was okay, so I gave it 2 stars. So yeah.
Hello, so it is time for our next book. I'm back home, but I actually started this book a few days ago when I was still in Seoul, and that book is Heart and Soul by Jen Frederick. I think that's the author. I'm really bad with authors. So this book has been on my TBR for a very long time, and unfortunately, I've read some really bad reviews. A lot of people give it just 2 or 3 stars, and it has a pretty low rating on Goodreads. And people say that this was marketed as a cutesy romance, which it was, by the way, but it's not. It's nothing like that, and there is no happily ever after. But you know, not every single book needs to be happily ever after for me to enjoy it. So I'm gonna continue on with this book, but this is about our main character, Hara, who is Korean, but when she was born, she was basically dumped in the city, and this American couple adopted her, and now that she's in her 20s, she basically sends her DNA to this program that's potentially gonna find her relatives, and she does it as kind of like a joke, but then she receives an email from this man who claims to be her biological father, and he asks her to come to Korea, and she does, and stuff happens there, and I'm 25% through, and I'm actually pretty enjoying it. I'm not saying that it's my favorite, but I don't see anything bad so far, so as soon as I start feeling that it's gonna be just a mediocre book for me, I'm gonna DNF it. But so far, it's pretty decent, and I'm quite enjoying it. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. Hi guys, so it's been a few days and I literally just finished Heart and Soul by Jen Frederick, and I thought that it was such a great book. I honestly don't understand why it has such a low rating of 3.45 on Goodreads. Literally, this book was just so good. At the beginning, I was icked out a little bit by the fact that a lot of characters said, oh, you can't travel to Korea because you don't speak the language, you don't know anyone, it's gonna be so hard to navigate. And it included the mother of the main character and the main character herself. And like, as a traveler who has traveled to so many countries where I don't speak the language, I was just like icked out a little bit because in most cases there are signs in English and it's so easy to navigate. And Korea wasn't like Seoul, it wasn't hard to navigate in Seoul at all. And there was this moment in the book where she said, oh, it's gonna be so hard in the buses, like how I'm gonna get around buses. I found buses easier than metro system in Seoul. You literally just look on Naver Maps where you need to go, and it shows you the stop where you need to get on, and it shows you the bus number and other buses that you can take. It's like so easy, and it was just like eking me out. But anyway, it's beside the point. But yeah, I just finished the book, and I really enjoyed it. As I said, I really enjoyed the romance. I freaking love Yu Yun. I ship them so much. I like Hara and Yu Yun. They are like so sweet together. I literally don't remember the last time when I shipped a couple so much, and it was very heartbreaking that they cannot be together. And yeah, it was like valid reasons as well. So I really don't want to spoil anything because I was actually shocked a little bit by like twists and turns of this book. And yeah, it's like forbidden romance. And I had forgotten how much I love forbidden romance trope. And I will actually be continuing on with the series. There is one more book in the series. It's called Soulmates. And hopefully, fingers crossed, by the end of that book, they can be together because literally my heart was melting when she was with Yu Yun. He is such a sweet guy and I absolutely love him, and I'm gonna like, yeah, I'm rooting for them and I'm gonna continue on. I think I'm actually gonna read the second book right away, like start today after I come back from work. But yeah, anyway, I think this is the last book that I read for this episode because this episode is long enough and I'm a bit tired of filming it. So yeah, I will finish here and we will do our recap. So we started this episode on 171 books, and I managed to read or ditch 6 books in this episode. I read 4 books and DNF'd or ditched 2 books, which would bring us to 165 books, right? Wrong. So every year I make this folder on my Goodreads of 2025 releases. It's an exclusive folder, and as the year goes on, I just move the books from that folder to my want to read shelf. And so over the summer, there were about 5 books that I had to move from the release folder to my TBR folder, and I had about 170 books up until recently, but then a couple days ago I went through my Goodreads TBR again and ditched 2 more books, and at the moment I have 168 books on my Goodreads TBR. However, since I really enjoyed Heart and Soul and I'm going to be continuing on with the series, my TBR is now at 169 books. So from 171 books to 169, and yeah, it is crazy. It's gonna take me probably years to get to my goal of 50 books, but hopefully it goes a bit faster because towards the end of the year I don't add as many books to my Goodreads TBR usually, so hopefully it will just go downhill. And in January I'll also do my Goodreads clean out again, so we'll see how it goes. But thank you so much if you are still here. Thank you for sticking around and watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have read any of these books and what did you think about them. And if you haven't read any of these books, do you want to read any of them? And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Bye!